Oh, hello, folks. Thanks, Grace, for having me on. Just want to say one thing. You witnessed history today, folks. You heard it here first. This stream is going to blow up and get 5, 10,000 views. Why? Because that, folks, was one of the most classic rage quits I've ever seen. Now, let's go over it a little. I don't need the transcript in front of me to tell you what happened with the rage quit. I just want to review it and give you Spicoli's take on the rage quit. All right, let me pipe up here. I pulled over because I wanted to get on here, and I'm glad I'm on here solo, so I could give everybody my true feelings. First of all, obviously, I'm going to side with Grace, but I reviewed the rage quit a couple of times myself, stoned. I was going to say not stoned, but I wanted to take shrooms and watch it. I think later on after, I'm thinking of taking shrooms and watching the rage quit. But what happened was Grace, I'm going to just say this, Ruby's a narcissist. Okay, think about it, because Grace was trying to just communicate honestly, and all of a sudden, Ruby starts saying all kinds of weird shit. How they're romantically involved. I mean, you know what, guys, listen up. I have slept with my cats, different cats, for the last 20, 30 years. Are we having sex at night? No. Wait, how many husbands and wives? Wait, Ben was sleeping next to Courtney for 10, 20 years and didn't have sex with her. So, Ruby, just because people are sleeping together doesn't mean they're having sex. I mean, probably, wait, I could take any married couple married over 20 years and they're just sleeping. Probably 75% of them aren't even having sex, Ruby. But the real question is, why did Ruby even project that? This is what Ben was trying to say. Ruby, I hope you're listening. You projected all this, Ruby, onto the Thorps because possibly, I'm just saying possibly, your dad went into your room when you were 15 and maybe fuck you. Or maybe you and your brother, when you were younger, played doctor and you figure fuck you. We don't know, Ruby. I don't know. But for me to say what I just said is just like you saying that about the Thorps. You're pulling this shit out of not even the ether. You're pulling it out of your dirt chute, Ruby. You've got no proof, none of this. And I even want to fall back on what I said yesterday. Even if you thought it was true, and even if you saw them doing it, which obviously you didn't because it's not true, who the fuck are you to fucking bring it out in a public forum anyway and not talk to Grace privately about it? You know what I'm saying, Ruby? Ruby, you are just an attention hoe. Your eggs, wait, she thinks she has 2 eggs left, guys? She doesn't have any eggs left. That fentanyl smoking, who's going to want to wife her up, knock her up? Wait, what dude? Wait, she can't get a dude to fuck her at the fucking, did you see how that fucking Star Trek dude wouldn't even fuck her? She can't get a guy to fuck her, let alone have a kid with her. Why? Because nobody wants to have a kid with an ex-junkie who's on methadone. Let's be honest, Ruby. And if you want to rage quit on me, bitch, come up here. Ruby, I'm calling your ass out. Get up here. Let's you and I have a struggle session. You come up here on the Thorp's channel and you think your shit doesn't smell. You're just an attention hoe. Let's face it, Ruby. I'm going to make this statement. This is projection on my part, and I'm projecting this. I think Ruby admitted she was trying to she cuddled with Grace in the bed when they were sleeping together. So it's all, Ruby, you're all projecting. You're the one cuddling with Grace. You're the one that wants to have sex with Grace. You told me on your stream, I asked you if you would eat her out. You said yes. So what you're doing is you're projecting your feelings onto Ben. These are not Ben's feelings. These are your feelings. You're the one that wants to be romantically involved with Grace. You're the one that wants to put on a double-sided dildo. Is that what you guys call it, you lesbos? What do you call it, a double-sided, triple-sided dildo? You want to put a double-sided... No, she wants to... Here's what she really wants to do. She heard Grace has a fantasy of DP. Look it up if you don't know what it is. So she wants to put on a triple-sided dildo. One inside her vajayjay, one inside Grace's vajayjay, and one up Grace's dirt chute. This is her fantasy. And Ruby, I dare you to fucking cam your ass up here and fucking go toe to toe with my ass, you bitch. It's funny how Ruby talked up a big storm and all this. Come up here. They will cam you up. The chat will cam your ass up. The StreamYard is up there. Get your ass up here, Ruby. Getting up here and telling, wait, she's known this. I said, look, in 2 years, I've known the Thorps, around 2 years almost. I go, I've never had any problem with them like this, burn bridges. I maybe had one argument with them a long time ago. Then he goes, with Courtney involved. But it's like, I go, how come you couldn't last 90 days? Fucking Ruby, you're a two-faced bitch. And I'm going to speculate that possibly, if you want to speculate what the Thorps are doing, I'm going to speculate that you and your brother have had sex. I'm speculating. I'm not saying you have or haven't, but I suspect possibly you two junkies, ex-junkies, probably, you know what, I'm going to say this. You guys are so fucking weird. I'm not saying you're fucking him, but I'm sure you guys have played doctor and he finger fucked you pretending he was a gynecologist, Ruby. Get your ass up here if you want to deny it. If you're not, Ruby, you're full of shit. This is it, Ruby. Ruby, Ruby, you know what I don't like about women like Ruby? They're so two-faced. They're three-faced. You know what? Here's Grace. You know why Grace gets along with guys better? Because she realizes from her mother, from Ruby, from Ava, that these jealous, envious skanks, her mother was jealous of her. Her mother accused her of weird shit with Ben. Ruby's doing the same thing. Ava's doing the same. They're all jealous. This is what envy and jealousy does. This is why envy is so bad. Ruby told me in her chat, I said, will you eat Grace's vajayjay out? She said, yes. She told me she would. We know Ruby swings both ways. And Ruby was trying to groom Grace, in my opinion. Ruby, here's what Ruby was thinking. I'm going to put my thinking cap on. Here's what Ruby was thinking. Well, she's a virgin. She hasn't had a penis inside her. So let me indoctrinate her slowly, you know. Maybe she gave a guy a hand job once. We don't know. Maybe a guy licked her vajayjay, but she's still sort of virginist. So maybe if I can lick her vajayjay first and get her to come, maybe she'll become bisexual and I can be her lover. Ruby, we know you were thinking this shit. I know you were. I know how your devious ex-junkie mind. As far as I'm concerned, Ruby's a junkie now because she's on methadone, and methadone's a drug. So, Ruby, you're a junkie now. You're a druggie now. If I took the methadone away from, you know what? If I took the methadone away from Ruby, by the second or third day, she'd be offering to lick my dirt chute, even if I took a shit and didn't wipe, just to get the methadone back. That's how badly she would be hurting and sick. She would be dope sick for that shit. Right, Ruby? You would fucking, Ruby, I'm telling you, Ruby, you're insane. Let me go back to the struggle section and the rage quit before I go. I want to sum it up this way. Grace was being totally polite. You know what's weird? The whole situation turned on a dime. I don't have the timestamp in front of me on myself, but it all switched right on a fucking dime. It's like all of a sudden they were talking normally. Layla was on, Lalo, John was on, blah, 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 blah. And then all of a sudden, Ruby starts projecting all this weird sexual shit into the conversation. And yes, Grace called your ass out on it. I'd call your ass out on it too. And I'm calling your fucking ass out on it now, Ruby. Seriously. I'm going to make this, you know what? Narcissists like Ruby like to project. And I think I know she was projecting her feelings. Ruby was projecting her sexual feelings for Grace and pretended it was coming from Ben, but it was really coming from Ruby. Ben doesn't want to go down on his daughter. Of course not. Ruby does. Ruby does. Ruby, you are a weird broad. You really are. You're asking Grace for money and shit. Wait, when Grace came out to California, I'm streaming with her. We had the biggest stream. Well, I was asking her for fucking money and shit. You fucking great. Ruby, look at it this way. Let me make you feel really bad. In 15 years, you're going to be in 14 years, you're going to be close to 50. And in 14 years, Grace will be about your age. Oh, like that, Ruby. Wait, by the time Grace reaches great. First of all, that you and Grace could never have had a long, like a, what do you call it? Like one of those like sitcoms, Laverne and Shirley kind of relationships. Anyway, let me explain why. Because you're too old. She needs somebody 25 or younger. Ava doesn't qualify because she's too scraggly looking. Ava looks like she washed up. I don't know where. I mean, I can imagine what Ava's going to look like in 10 years. If Ava, wait, Ava, you're a ginger, Ava. I don't want to bring it. Ava is a separate conversation. This is about Ruby now. I could go off on Ava for hours, but Ruby, cam your ass up. I know you're listening because I'm on right now. And I would like you, I'm begging you, Ruby, or somebody else, anybody that has any of Ruby's orbiters, followers, flying monkeys, whatever you want to call them, if you disagree with me, like Melanie, get your fucking ass up here, dude. You are a man, Melanie. Let's talk about Melanie. Did you see Melanie? You know what? I'm not trying to be harsh. I'm not trying to hurt anybody's feelings. I'm all for people if they want to switch sexes. I just don't think insurance should pay for it and you should be over 18. I don't care if you do that. But if you're going to do that and you're going to be public about it, yes, I'm going to goof on you. If you're going to come on a live stream pretending you're a woman when you still have a penis, of course I'm going to call you out and think it's foolish. And in a way, you know what? Let's be honest. Nobody's born in the wrong fucking body. Whether you believe in God, whether you believe in Adam and Eve, whether you believe we've all from, nobody's born in the wrong fucking body. How can you be born in the wrong body? Doesn't make any sense. I mean, think about it. You're born in the wrong body. But let's get back to Ruby. Ruby, I want your ass to cam up. Kiss ass. Ruby's deep down, Ruby's the biggest fucking ball washer. She's the biggest. God, I'm getting some excellent sound bites out of here. So let me go for another minute or two. I got to go back home, check on my pussy cats. But Ruby, Ruby, Grace was talking to you very nicely. Ben came on. He was trying to be pleasant. And all of a sudden, you're mentioning, I saw it. All of a sudden, you start blurting out how they're romantically involved and this and that. Wait, I didn't see anything sexual, but they're romantically involved. Oh, wait, how can anybody be romantically involved if there's no sex going on, And then you say Ben has a limp dick, which he probably does. No. And then you're accusing him of sticking it inside her? Come on. I mean, Ruby, you're coming from all different angles. You've been hurt too much. You're desperate, Ruby. You're desperate for love by both a man. Your loser boyfriend dumped you. You're desperate for love. You're desperate for friendship with a girl. But no girls really can stand you. I'll tell you why, because you're too mannish. You come across like a man. So you're too non-binary. Straight girls don't want to hang around. You know why, Ruby? Straight girls don't want to hang around you non-binary types because you never know. You might want to have a quote-unquote, not a struggle session, but a snuggle session. Grace is lucky. You know what? Thank God Ben was in that hotel room. Thank the Lord Ben was in that hotel room that night because I'm telling you this, if Ruby was sleeping next to Grace on a bed by herself, Ruby and Ben was not in that room. Ben, if you're listening, I love you. You know what? I'm going to make this statement. Ruby's projecting so hard that if Grace had slept in that room, if Grace had went over to Ruby's and slept in the bed with Ruby, I can almost guarantee you if Ruby was drunk, she'd try to finger bang her. She tried to touch her titties. She said she was cuddling with her, kissing her. She tried to I'm telling you, this is this is how druggies think. Trust me. She's all horned up on methadone. She's horny as fuck. Don't forget, Ruby's in her 30s. So between 30 and 35, women aren't their horniest. That's why she's coming across horny. I'm going to make a prediction. Grace, you're lucky you didn't sleep over with Ruby alone without your dad there, because I'll tell you why. Ruby, I know what Ruby would have done. She would have tried to finger fuck it. I know how people do that kind of weird shit. Ruby would have tried to, here's what would have happened possibly. Grace would have woke up in the morning and Ruby would be eating out her pussy or some shit like that. She'd be eating her vajayjay out. You're disgusting. You disgust me, Ruby. All right, folks. Next candidate. That was my routine. Thanks, Grace, for having me on. That's all, folks. Thank you. I'll be on next. Thank you.